this video, I want to show you the Honda oil leak from the solenoid valve. This is known to happen in all Honda J35 engines. In some it happens early, in other it happens later. On this website, I found the list of vehicles that may be affected by the issue, so I thought I should share with you. I'll post a link in the of the website in the description. I have a 2011, 2012 Honda Crosstour. This happened in my car around 124,000 miles. So the oil started leaking and it flew out into the alternator, which slowly killed it. And this happened twice. The second time I thought it happened due to the shoddy AutoZone alternator. Well, maybe, but I don't know. This maybe I don't know for sure. All I can say is that now I found the culprit and I want to fix this. So this is the part, the solenoid that actually was leaking, and these are the gaskets that go with it, which actually failed with this part, causing the leak to happen. You can purchase this part from Amazon website or any other website. They're available, but they're not available from the dealer, or you cannot purchase them directly from Honda. Just that's the case, and when you do approach them to purchase this part, they will recommend you that you buy the complete valve assembly, which is which is going to cost you about $200. Now let me show you what it looks like when this part actually leaks oil. You will see this brownish layer around this area, and you can see this is it's the dipstick, oil dipstick, and this whole area is going to be brown. And you can actually, when you look down, you can actually trace the flow of the oil into other onto other parts, and it goes all the way down to your floor pan and drips on the floor basically. So this is what it looks like. Okay, now let's remove the engine cover and start removing all the uh, wired connections and get them out of the way so we can remove this solenoid valve and install the gasket. Now you can see these are the connectors to the injectors and the solenoid valve, and on the other side we have three more connections. Once we remove these, then we can move the cable guide out of the way, and then we will have clear access to the solenoid valve. Okay, so now everything's removed. We have the solenoid to the alternator. You'll see that it's literally dripping onto the alternator as well. So that's what I'm trying to show here. Um, the next thing that we want to do is clean that area. Obviously, opening the solenoid valve without cleaning would mean that you will push that dirt into the solenoid cavities, and eventually that dirt and oil will end up inside the solenoid, uh, breaking it or disabling it. So we don't want that to happen. So first we're going to clean all the surrounding, wipe it down, and then we're going to um, unscrew the the three screws of the solenoid and remove it. So I'm using a brake cleaner. This is non-chlorinated brake cleaner, so it's not going to leave any residue. And these are the three screws we're going to unscrew to remove the solenoid. They are super easy to remove. Don't need to put too much torque. Okay, now the screws are removed, and I am uh, very gently pulling on the solenoid valve, and it comes off. Just trying to be slow, so being careful not to push anything into those cavities, like I mentioned. And you can see the seal. This is the one actually that has failed. There's another one, as you will see, uh, that is underneath the plate. Here's a close-up. Now I'm just cleaning the top end of the valve assembly uh, with more brake fluid, just making sure that it's clean when I put it back in. So when it does leak again, the new oil will build up, and that will show me the indication that the seal, uh, the oil is leaking, and either the screws are not tightened or the seal is not complete. Okay, now I'm removing the seal that was on that valve body, and you can see it was stuck to the plate underneath. It was not in its cavity that I showed you earlier. And after that, I am trying to remove the plate that was right underneath uh, the valve body. So that plate is it did felt like that it is glued. Although when I remove it, I didn't see any glue or residue of a glue. So I don't think it was glue. Maybe it was just from the uh, rubber holding on to the metal for so many years that it just bonded to the metal naturally. So it took me a couple of tries. I'm being careful not to bend the sheet, so that's why it's taking me some time. And eventually, the metal sheet became separate from the rubber seal underneath. And here's the view. You can see that uh, oil lines and the seal shadows are still there. Now I've cleaned the steel sheet, and now I'm trying to remove the second uh, rubber seal. This one has a wire mesh, sort of a filter, and this seal didn't came easily out. It was breaking up on as I was trying to pull out. It was breaking up. So now I'm trying to be careful that the the rest doesn't break up, and because this cavity where the filter is much larger, and it's very easy to drop something down there. If I drop something down there, then I have to either extract it visible visually. I have to try to extract it, or I have to open the top cover and do all the hard work to get to it. So uh, eventually it came out, and the next thing I did is basically clean that area with some paper towel. I'm going to install these two new seals in place, and before doing that, I will make sure the uh, both cavities are clean of oil. I don't want to leave any oil in that cavity. So once I cleaned, then I push the first filter one in place, then basically going backwards and placing the plate on top of that, and just gently placing the plate in place. Next, what we want to do is uh, place the next seal in place onto the solenoid. Again, that one goes into cavity, and again, make sure that that cavity is clean. Just gently push it in and turn around and place it exactly as it was. So I'm placing it back in. Your screw guides will help you place it in. Uh, Again, be gentle with it. Here, I want to mention two things that when tightening the screws, make sure that you go in a clockwise manner and just slowly tighten them in so the both seals are evenly uh, in contact with the surfaces and seal that area properly. Another thing I want to point out that there are no torque specs for these three screws, so not use power tools. Just use your wrench and just gently tighten each one until you feel a resistance and stop there. Uh, Remember that these are steel screws and uh, you are mounting them on a aluminum block, so they can easily rip the threads. Uh, just uh, just be gentle, go slowly, and gently tighten these screws. Now I'm cleaning the area surrounding the valve once more, liberally applying this brake cleaner, making sure that any oil that the old oil that I can remove, which will eventually help me find the leak if there is still a leak there after this install. Then I can easily find it and maybe redo or buy the valve, whatever the course I need to take. One thing I want to point out here that I'm going to keep this cardboard in place um, in case that there is another oil leak, that it does not fall onto the alternator and doesn't kill it. Okay, so now everything is clean. Now I'm going to start plugging everything back in and move the wire guide back into place, plug that back in, and basically that's it. That's finishes the job. Thank you everybody. Thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe my channel.